There is a saying, delude not thyself. Put more plainly, it means do not have delusions. You might think the delusions refer to any number of figments of the imagination. The concept of delusion has a much deeper and a broader meaning. Whatever lodges in your mind that clings to and constrains your heart, these are all delusions. Selfish desires for this or that, attachments that we don't want to let go of, these too are delusions. Envy of others, feelings of self doubt, these are also delusions. Of course, it's impossible to free ourselves of every delusion that takes hold in our minds. This is the state that the Buddha achieved. Being human, we must accept that there will always be delusions in our hearts and minds. The important thing is to reduce those delusions as much as we can. We are all capable of it. But in order to do so, we must first discern the true character of our delusions. There is a famous quote, "Know your enemy, know thyself, and you shall not fear 100 battles." Which is to say, without knowing your enemy, you will not understand what you must do in order to face him. What is the source of these delusions? It is a way of thinking that sees things in opposition. For example, we set up binaries such as life and death, winning and losing, beauty and ugliness, rich and poor, profit and loss, love and hate. Death is seen as being in conflict with life, and when the two are compared, we perceive life as sacred and precious, while death is empty and forlorn. That guy's lucky. I never seem to catch a break. How come I lose at everything while she's always winning? A single experience bleeds into everything. We apply this to our whole lives. Meanwhile, envy of others and feelings of self-condemnation build up inside us until we are consumed by them. Indeed, one could say that we are under the sway of those around us, that we are bound by our delusions. But ask yourself this: what meaning is found in comparing yourself with others? There is a saying, once enlightened, there are no favorites. If we apply this to human relationships, perhaps we can accept others as they are, regardless of whether we are like them or hate them, without being carried away by our emotions. The founder of the Soto school of Zen Buddhism once said, "The actions of others are not my own." He taught that what others do is unrelated to what we do ourselves. Someone else's efforts do not lead to our advancement. The only way for us to improve is through our own efforts. Believe it's possible. To believe in yourself, you first have to believe that what you want is possible. Our mind is such a powerful instrument that it can deliver everything you want through the power of positive expectation. Are you feeling down? Then this story is for you. Once upon a time, there was a bunch of tiny frogs who arranged a running competition. The goal was to reach the top of a very high tower. A big crowd had gathered around the tower to see the race and cheer on the contestants. The race began. No one in the crowd believed that the tiny frogs would reach the top of the tower. You heard statements such as, "Oh, it is way too difficult. They will never make it to top. Not a chance that they will succeed. The tower is too high." The tiny frogs began collapsing one by one, except for those who in a fresh tempo. They were climbing higher and higher. The crowd continued to yell, "It is too difficult. No one will make it." More tiny frogs got tired and gave up. But one tiny frog continued higher and higher and higher. This one wouldn't give up. In the end, everyone else had given up climbing the tower, except for the one tiny frog that, after a big effort, was the only one who reached the top. Then all the other tiny frogs wanted to know how this one frog managed to do it. A contestant asked the tiny frog how he had found the strength to succeed and reach the goal. The frog did not respond anything. It stayed mum with that big smile of success on his face. Later, it turned out that the winner was deaf. Never listen to others' tendencies. Likely, they will be negative or pessimistic, because they take your most wonderful dreams and wishes away from you, the ones you have in your heart. People tell you that you cannot do it, or it is too difficult, or it is impossible. It is their insecurities and they try to stop you. So it is better to be deaf and focus on your goals. Always believe in yourself and always think, "I can do this." The existence of everything and every person is absolute unto itself. There is no comparison. This is true for you and true for others. There is no comparison. When we attempt to compare things for which there is no comparison, we become preoccupied by what is irrelevant, and this is what creates anxiety, worries, and fear. When you stop comparing, you'll see that 90% of your delusions disappear. Your heart feels lighter. Life is more relaxed. Don't delude yourself. Think of these words every so often. Let them become a way to cheer yourself on, to say, "I believe in my absolute self," without compare.